So first of all, I would like to welcome each and every one of you for the eClass demo class. Okay, so today we are going to discuss one of the topic in geometry, right? I hope you might have studied all these things in your school days, but how long it's been? I think it's minimum 10 years, isn't it? So you might have studied all those things. So I would like to bring each and every one of you to the school days. So learning the basics again. So this will give you an introduction how the things will be. What are the things you have to learn for quant part? So especially in the geometry and coordinate geometry, what is the basic things needed? So the topic is very generic and you have been learned from 600 to 10 standard. But so what is the problem? So it's been a long time. That is the major criteria. But if you're very regular with your preparation, that will help you to improve your performance. Now, let us come to the topic. Coordinate geometry is nothing but it's a plotting a diagram. So we know the diagram, circle, rectangle, and lines and triangle, how it is going to be in a coordinate wise, or system based wise. So it is basically a two-dimensional and three-dimensional plot. So mostly we are going to discuss the two-dimensional plot that we can refer as a plane geometry that you can draw on a board. Okay, fine. So here we will have two major axes. The axes are x-axis and y-axis. The x-axis is horizontal line and the y-axis is vertical line. Okay. So what is a basic way we can represent the points? The points will be in the form of x and y coordinate. The value of the coordinate will be given in the form of x comma y. So that is a notation for coordinate geometry. So if I say x refers the x-axis and y indicate the y-axis value, the corresponding value. So in general, the coordinate geometry notation is x comma y. Clear? Now the quadrant. So how I'm going to divide the quadrant? So this is the first point. It will be 0 comma 0, and the x-axis will have a 1, 2, 3, and this side left side is nothing but -1, -2, -3, which is nothing but our real line. I'm just using the real line to plot the values of the coordinate. So if you see this quadrant, both x and y value will be positive. That is called first quadrant. And here the x value is going to be negative, but the y value is going to be positive. So in the second quadrant, x is negative, y is positive. But in the third quadrant, both x and y value will be negative. And in the fourth quadrant, x would be positive and y would be negative. This is based on the observation. So like this, we can divide the quadrant in a 4 different types. Everyone clear with this? Okay. And this is a basic for coordinate geometry. This is the general form, Shivik. So the xy plot is general form. You have to consider as a two real number, real line, so that we are making a plot. Okay. Then how to define a point in a coordinate geometry? The point, as I said, it defines x comma y. So this is represent the x value, this is represent y value. For instance, if I have a point 2 comma 3, what it indicate? I need to fix 2 from the x-axis, I need to fix 3 from the y-axis. The meeting point represent 2 comma 3. Similarly, if you have a negative value like -5 comma -3, then you have to similar way you have to fix the value. So this is going to be -5 comma -3. Okay, this is a plotting of the point. So hope you could remember these things, right, from your school days at all. So we have been discussed all more number of problems than this. Now, the distance between 2 points. So the distance between the 2 points is nothing but a shortest distance. Precisely, you can call it as the shortest distance between the 2 points. It's always a straight line. So how can I calculate the distance between the 2 points? So using the formula, you'll be able to calculate the distance between the 2 points. That is x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square under square root. So you no need to worry which one you have to define x1 x2. Whatever you can choose, you can use the formula. It will give you the same answer. Okay. So can you give me the distance between the 2 points? Okay. Take it as 6 comma 4 minus 4 comma minus 2. What could be the distance between the 2 points? Okay, let me write it clearly. 6 comma 4, and here it is going to be minus 4 comma minus 2. Okay. Okay. Davanil, check it once again. Good Raghav, Richa, Shivik, your answer is correct. Rohit, check it once again. Marvin, you have to check it. Pranit, check it once again. Saranya, check it once again. Yuvraj, Aditi, your answer is correct. Nitesh, check it once again, Nitesh. And Shahidi, you have to check it. Ram, yeah, I think you are very close, Ram. You made a mistake. Supriya, fine. Vaidehi, you have to check it. Gautam, good. Okay. So this is a very simple question, but so just verify your calculation. How many of you made a mistake? Here it is a very simple logic, right? So I'm just asking you the distance between the 2 points. So simply you need to fix any one thing as x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2. So first you need to find out the what you are going to define. If I choose this is going to be x1 and y1, then this is going to be x2 and y2. Okay. Good, Jagrapu, your answer is correct. So others check your calculation. Omkar, your answer is correct. So if I choose 6 and minus of minus 4, remember, I think some of you missed this point. And my y2, y1 going to be 4 minus of minus 2. You should not directly subtract it. If there is a negative sign, you have to consider that separately. So 6 plus 4 the whole square, here it is going to be 4 plus 2 the whole square. So which implies, so this is going to be 100 and this is going to be 6 plus 4, 36. So answer should be square root of 136. Okay, you should be very careful with your calculation. Even though it is very simple, but there is a chance to make a mistake, right? When it is come to the negative sign. So those kind of points you should be more precise. Then the concept wise, if you understand the logic and the formulas, then you'll be able to solve any kind of question. But the only thing is your calculation should be more precise. Okay, Saranya, should be carefully looking into the values. Okay. Everyone got it? How to calculate the distance between the 2 points? No. So what is the midpoint of the line? If you have 2 points, what it is refer the midpoint. The midpoint of the 2 coordinate point is nothing but you are going to fix midpoint on the straight line if you are connecting the 2 coordinate point. Okay, so the formula reads like average of the 2 coordinate x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. That will give you the midpoint of the coordinate. Okay, clear everyone? Okay. Now let us come to the point. Anisha, can you hear me now? So the midpoint is nothing but the average of the coordinate. So we are going to add the x value of the x coordinate of the both the point divided by 2 and y coordinate of the both the point by 2. That will give you the answer. Okay. Now, what do you mean by slope of the given straight line? The slope of the given straight line is nothing but how I am going to define the angle, how the line going to be deviate with respect to the base x-axis. That is called the slope of the given straight line. For example, from the observation, will you be able to tell which line will have a more slope and which line will have a less slope? Yeah, if you know the basic logic of the slope, you'll be able to interpret it. Yeah, so AB going to have a more slope because AB going to have a more angle with respect to x-axis, right? So in general, how can I comment about the slope of the line if with respect to the angle or the line formation? So I will tell you that. So if the theta value is less than 90 degree, okay, as theta increases, my slope will get increased. For example, if theta equal to 45 degree, the line slope equal to 1. Okay, so if theta going to be 60 degree, what will happen to slope? The slope may change to 1.5 or something. As slope increases, so my theta increases, my slope will get increased when the theta is less than 90 degree. That is the first logic. Clear everyone? Are you clear with this? So if theta going to be something 65, the value may increase. It won't be less than 1. Okay. If the value going to be for 45, the slope going to be 1 mean. So for 60, the value should be greater than 1. You got it, Shahiti? Jagarapu? Ram? As theta increases, the slope will get increased. That is the first point. If it is 30 degree, what will happen? The slope will get decreased. Okay. It may be less than 1, kind of 0.7 or anything. Okay. What will happen if the line makes more than 90 degree? That is my second case. The second case, if theta goes greater than 90 degree, then this, and also you can note it down, this case the slope will be positive. Okay. If it is go beyond 90 degree, then the slope will be negative. Then what will happen? For example, if I measure my 110 going to be have a slope, if theta equal to 110, the slope going to be minus 1. For theta equal to 130, what could be the slope? If it is minus 1.5, which one is greater? Minus 1 or minus 1.5? Which one is greater? So minus 1 is greater than minus 1.5. So in this case, as theta increases, my slope will get decreased. Okay, you should be very careful if you are going to make an observation with respect to the given line. Okay, so if theta increases beyond 90 degree, then slope will get decreased because of the negative sign. If theta going to be something like 160, then the slope could be minus 3. So minus 3 is very less when compared to minus 1. Clear everyone? How to define the slope in general? Others? Okay. Do we have a formula to calculate the exact slope of the line? Yes, we do have a formula. Yeah, it is always measured in the anti-clockwise. Prantit? So like our line angle. So angle of the line is always measured in anti-clockwise, right? The same way we used to do. So we have to use a trigonometrical formula tan theta, but that is out of scope of GRE. So we are using the coordinate point method. If we have a straight line, if theta equal to 90 degree, the slope will be undefined. Okay, it will go infinite. So we can't define it. So in the coordinate, we'll be able to define the angle. So without angle, I'll be able to define the slope of the line using the formula. So Jagarapu, I will give you the formula for this. So that is formula is nothing but y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. If you know any 2 points of the straight line, we'll be able to define the slope of the given straight line. Clear? So just note on the formula. Have you done? Okay. Then the properties of the straight line with respect to the slope. So if the slopes are equal, then I can say the two lines are going to be parallel to each other. Yeah, it could be passes through origin, Raghavendra. We don't have any restriction on the passes through origin or away from the origin. It depends upon the coordinate value. The line could passes through the origin or not. It depends upon the equation of the straight line. So if the two lines going to be parallel, then they will have an equal slope. And the product of the two slope going to be minus 1, then we can say the two lines are going to be perpendicular to each other. Okay. So these are the properties based on the straight lines. Now, so I will show you why it is so. I will explain you with respect to general equation of the slope. So if we have a straight line, we'll be able to define the x-intercept and y-intercept. What do you mean by that? The x-intercept is nothing but where the line meet the x-axis, and the y-intercept is nothing but where the line meet the y-axis. That is called x-intercept and y-intercept of the straight line. Okay. Diksha, can you hear me now? Okay. So how to calculate x-intercept and y-intercept? The x-intercept and y-intercept you can easily calculate. So if you go with the general formula, it may confuse you. Okay. So what we can do, you can go with the general logic behind the x-intercept and y-intercept. So the logic behind the x-intercept and y-intercept is, if you want to calculate x-intercept, if you replace x going to be equal to 0, then you will get the intercept of y. And if you want to calculate x-intercept, then you have to replace y equal to 0. Okay, clear everyone? So here we have discussed the parallel lines, and next I am discussing the x-intercept and y-intercept. So here, for example, if I have an equation something like this, so if I substitute x equal to 0, then I will come to know so which point the line going to meet the y-axis. So the line going to meet the y-axis at y equal to minus 3. Yes, the straight line meet the y-axis at minus 3. And so if you put y equal to 0, okay, then you will get the x-intercept of the straight line. 0 equal to 2x minus 3. Then simplify, you will get 2x equal to 3, which implies x gonna be 3 by 2, like 1.5. So that is where the straight line going to meet the x-axis. So clear everyone how we are calculating the x-intercept and y-intercept using the substitution method? Others? Okay. And the next logic is the general equation of the straight line. If you have any equation, so you are going to substitute y equal to 0 to calculate x-intercept. Okay. And you are going to replace x equal to 0 if you want to calculate the y-intercept. So where the line meet the x-axis and where the line meet y-axis. Are you clear, Yuva? Yeah, this is the intercept concept. So I'm going to substitute the value. If I want to calculate the x-intercept, just replace here. Here's the formula. So instead of this, you can replace y equal to 0 in the given equation. And if you want to calculate y-intercept, just replace x equal to 0 in the equation and calculate for the y value. Yeah, this is a general formula, Aditi, because if you x-intercept is nothing but it's going to be defined on the x-axis, right? So we know that on the x-axis, all the y value going to be equal to 0. Yeah, this formula will be general form. I will tell you how we are getting this using the general equation. I will tell you that. So if you have a general equation that is ax plus by equal to c, then if you want to rewrite most preferable manner, then the general form of the straight line is mostly indicate that y equal to mx plus c. Okay, if you could rewrite any given linear equation with two variables in the form of y equal to mx plus c, then m indicate the coefficient of x indicate the slope of the given straight line. For example, so I have an equation, so 4x plus 2y equal to 8. Okay, if I rewrite the given equation in the form of y equal to mx plus c, then what I'm going to get? 2y equal to minus 4x plus 8. Then my y equal to minus 4x plus 8 by 2. So which is going to be minus 2x plus 4. So my general equation going to be minus 2x plus 4. So in that, the coefficient of x indicate the slope of the given straight line. So you don't need to go with the coordinate point. If you have an equation, you can directly modify the equation in the form of y equal to mx plus c. The coefficient of x will indicate the slope of the given straight line. You got it now, everyone? Y minus a by b going to be the slope because of this property. You are? And I said, right? So the parallel lines and something related to slope. What do you mean by that? So if I have an equation y equal to minus 2x plus 10, you can say about the two lines. Hi Giresh. Yeah, Satish, sure, I will give example. So they are going to be parallel because the slope for this line also equal to minus 2. So if you add any value along with minus 2x plus b, all the lines which are going to form this variation of b going to be slope parallel to the given line. Yeah, this is the equation of the straight line. Okay, Giresh? So what are the equation? If you could modify the equation in the form of y equal to mx plus c, then m will indicate the slope of the given straight line. Remember. So you don't need to check with the coordinate at all. Clear? Others? Okay. The next one is the constant line. The lines which will form with respect to only one value of the axis. For example, if I have a straight line like y equal to minus b, for example y equal to minus 4, what it indicate? In general, I can plot the straight line using the variation of the x value and y value. If I substitute x equal to whatever the value, minus 2, 1, 0, minus 1, whatever it is. So for all the x value, so my y will read always minus 4. Then this kind of function will form, this kind of lines will cover, which is going to be parallel to x-axis. Yeah, we don't discuss the trigonometric concept like sine, cos, theta, and those kind of things, Sharanya, tan and all out of scope of GRE. So we discuss up to the geometry part of the coordinate geometry. Okay. Similarly, if I find a line x equal to minus 3, it indicates that for all the y value, x always read minus 3. So this would be the parallel to y-axis. So these graphs are called a constant graph. In terms of function, we may refer it as a constant function. Clear, everyone? Others? Yeah, sure, Ravindra. Ravindra, here the function doesn't get affected because of the other coordinate value. You can simply remember that. Whatever the x value you are going to read, y equal to minus 4, it will be always y. Here we can't define an x-intercept and y-intercept. So here we can define only one intercept. If the line is in terms of y equal to, just wait guys. Yeah. Yeah. So if the line is in the form of x equal to c, then you can calculate x-intercept. You can't define y-intercept here. And if the line in the form of y equal to b, you could define only y-intercept. You can't define x-intercept because the line doesn't touch the x-axis. You got the point, Shubham? Sure, Mohit, we will discuss few more problems. Sumita, are you clear with us? You are going to form the general equation in the form of y equal to mx plus c. So that will be the general equation. With the help of that, you will be able to define the slope of the line. Okay. Now, guys, by default, everyone will be muted. You'll be able to communicate with me the question box. Okay. You can type your answer and you can ask it out using the question box. Okay, Vijay? Okay. So the coordinate geometry, the values of the equation, so I can define in terms of function, like an input and output. Here also we are doing the same, right? I'm giving some x value and using the given expression, I'm modifying the corresponding y value. So I can refer it as an input and output for the function f. Okay, so here the input is called domain value. The value which I'm getting from the domain is called my input, and my outputs are referred in terms of set named range. That will have a precise output of the function. Okay, clear? And I would like to discuss precisely what I mean by the plotting of the linear function using the equation form. As I said, you can, for a straight line, it is enough to check for only 2 points. We'll be able to define, you can plot the given the line itself with respect to 2 points of x and y. If you want to plot this straight line, just take some x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. What will happen if x equal to 0? Then your y value going to be 2. Am I correct? So this is going to be 0 plus 2 going to be 2. If x equal to 1, then what will happen? So y equal to minus 3 1 plus 2, which is equal to minus 3 plus 2 equal to minus 1. So which is going to be minus 1. So it is enough to plot these 2 points. For x equal to 0, the y value going to be 2. So this is a 1 point, and for 1, the value going to be 1. If we extend these 2 points by connecting a straight line, this line will obey as the straight line of the given equation. So remember, for a straight line, it is enough to check for 2 points to plot the rough diagram. Okay. And what you can say about the tool this point? Can anyone tell me about this point? What do you mean by that? Geometrically. Yes, geometrically it is said intersection. And what do you mean by algebraically it means? Can anyone tell me? What do you mean by algebraic meaning of this? Oh no, it is not. Yeah, point of intersection is in terms of geometrical meaning. In exactly parenthesis, that is solution of the equation. So in algebraically, you can say this is one of the, this I can modify 3x equal to 2, and this is going to be y minus x equal to minus x. This is two algebraic equation, right? If you simplify, you will get some point for x and y. So that point is called solution of the two linear equation. Yeah, unique solution. Exactly, Kushagra. Similarly, in geometry, we may refer it as an intersection point, but algebraically, it is same meaning. So I would always suggest you to learn the concept most generic, not by the topic. Okay, if you are going to solve the algebraic equation, right, more often. But when it is come to geometry, then only you will interpret it as an intersection. That won't be helpful in all the time. So when you are learning the things, it should be most generalized. Okay. So algebraically it refers the solution of the two linear equation. That you should remember. Clear everyone? Okay. Others? Yeah. Richa, here I'm interpreting the meaning of the straight line. If the two lines, if they meet at the same point, then you may define it as the solution of the two linear equation. Okay. Lika, you got it? The intersection point is nothing but the solution of the linear equation. Then, so what do you mean by the quadratic equation? I think you know about the quadratic equation, right? If the equation is of the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, so that indicate the quadratic equation, the degree is going to be 2, exactly. Then it will form a graph. If you plot it as a graph, what it's going to represent? It's going to represent a parabola. Okay. So in a parabola, so we may have a different property. So what do you know about the quadratic equation? Yes, exactly. So the quadratic equation indicate that the roots of the quadratic equation, right? What do you mean by the roots of the quadratic equation? Again, I'm discussing algebra, right? Okay, but we can learn it. What do you mean by roots? Exactly, the solution of the two, the quadratic equation. What is geometrically it refers? Remember, you know the algebraic meaning here, but so what do you mean by geometrical meaning? The geometric meaning of the roots is nothing but where the parabola meet the x-axis. That is the geometrical meaning of the roots. Okay. Yeah, the finding the corresponding x value where it meets. Do you know why we are getting imaginary root? For imaginary root, the parabola would be go like this. So in that case, can we say this parabola will intersect x-axis? No, not only the upper. We can define like this also. For these parabola, it won't intersect the x-axis at all. That's why these parabola will get imaginary root. I hope you might have studied these in your 11th and 12th standard, right? The complex root. But in GRE, we are going to precisely discuss only the real root. Okay, fine. Then, so what other things are there in parabola? In parabola, we may define the vertex and we may define the intersection point and what else? Yeah, yeah, that is okay. Yeah, direction, focus. Okay, Gautam, you are completely recalling your 11th standard, right? But here we are going to discuss those kind of things. We are going to discuss only the algebraic, a very few coordinate concept. Okay, so that is analytical geometry. Okay, focus and directrix at all. Okay, you could remember those things. That's good. Okay. So here we may discuss the intersection point, or we may discuss something as a straight line. What will be the intersection of the 2 points? What is the point of intersection? Those kind of questions you may get it. So in that case, in addition to that, we will be able to define the vertex of the parabola using the formula. If we have a general equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, then the x-axis, the corresponding x value for the vertex going to be minus b by 2a. That would give you the x value, x vertex value. And if you substitute the x value in the given equation, you'll be able to define the corresponding y value. That may indicate the vertex of the parabola. Clear, everyone? Others? Okay. Fine then. Now, what do you mean by point of intersection and how to solve? Yeah, y-axis, you have to substitute the x value in the given equation. Giresh, you are going to get some x value, right? Like minus 2 or minus 3. You have to substitute in the given equation, f of minus 2. That will give you the y value. Exactly, Rohit. You have to substitute in the given equation. That will give you the corresponding y value. Clear, everyone? Others? Okay. So now let me give you a simple question for the same. In f of x equal to x square minus 8x plus 20, in g of x equal to minus x square plus 4x plus 2. So I'm trying to find out what are the point of intersection, how many points of intersection would be possible. In general, remember, if you have a two straight line, what do you mean by the intersection? The solution of the two linear equation, right? Similarly, if it is parabola, you can define the same logic. Actually, what do you mean by this? If I have an equation like x equal to 2x and something like my second equation, some 2x equal to 3y, then how I'm letting mean, I'm going to equate the values in same side and then I'm comparing and defining the value of x and y. Similarly, if they are going to intersect at some point, some parabola or straight line, at this point, both my straight line and the parabola will have the same an x and y value. Am I correct? That I can say as a intersection of the point. So by taking that logic as a granted, I'm taking that these two parabolas are going to meet at some point. So I'm going to fix any one of the coordinate will be equal. So I'm assuming that my y value is going to be equal. That is, my f of x and g of x is going to be equal at some point. So I can equate the two quadratic equation and simplify. I'm going to get again a quadratic equation. So do we know the formula to calculate the root of the quadratic equation? Yes. We have a two method, but I would recommend you to use the formula method to calculate the root, because sometimes the root may be a fractional root. In that case, it is very difficult to identify. Rachita, you are very close. Okay, you are giving the points. Okay, fine then. You are correct. Madhumiti, you have to check it. So if you substitute in the given formula the corresponding value of coefficient of x square, x and the constant value, you will get the roots of the parabola. Okay. Yeah, imaginary root is out of scope of the GRE syllabus. That is a complex root, Rizalika. That is out of scope of GRE. Okay. So this is going to be minus b. What is minus b? Plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Right? So this is a formula to calculate the roots of the quadratic equation. So what is b? Minus 12. So minus of minus 12, it becomes plus 12 plus or minus square root of, what is b square? So that is going to be, so 12 square minus 4 into 18 into 2. This would give you the answer for this. Yeah. So, and you may ask a question. So can I calculate by drawing the diagram? It is not possible to draw the diagram. It will take a lot of time to exactly plot the diagram. So always you need to try to solve the question in a best method. For your observation, you can draw some draft diagram for geometry point. Okay. So here the question, I'm assuming that at some point both x value and y value are going to be equal. I'm equating then my corresponding y value, saying that two equations are going to be satisfied at some point. Everyone clear with this? You got it? How I'm equating? So if you simplify, you are going to get the point going to be x equal to 3. That means at only one point both the parabola are going to meet. It is not hit and trial, Lilika. That is an intersection concept. So I hope you have seen the straight line method, right? The two straight line. The same logic I'm using. So since it is a linear equation, it is more visible and you can view it in a clear way. Since it is a quadratic equation, it is a little confusing for you, okay? Otherwise, the same method we are using. Yeah, so some of you saying, why can't we use minus b by 2a? What is this actually? This is nothing but vertex of the parabola. I am not discussing about the vertex. I am saying the two parabola are going to meet at some point. That can meet anywhere. I don't have any issue with that. It does need not be intersect at vertex. You got the point? So no need to calculate the vertex for this question. You should be more precise. For which the question is asking you to calculate, you have to do your calculation. Okay. Clear? So by simplifying this expression, I'll be able to get the value for x. What is x? The way the parabola are going to meet the x-axis with respect to x-axis. The two parabola are going to meet at the point x equal to 3. Then what is the corresponding y coordinate? I can calculate and substitute in any one of the given equation. I'll be able to calculate the corresponding y value. So the two parabola are going to meet at a point 3, 5. Then how many point of intersections are there? That is only one point of intersection are there for the two parabola. Yeah, Raghavendra, you will get the same answer. But how? Why we need to calculate vertex? Here it is not vertex intersection, right? Clear, everyone? Others? Okay. So what could be the maximum point of intersection for any two parabola? Will that be only one? Okay. I'm getting some of you say 2. Okay, that will be great. Some of you says 3. Oh, good. So the minimum point of intersection can be 1, 1 to 4. Not infinite array. So I'm not discussing about the overlapping by one another. The point of intersection. So if the parabola is one is based on x-axis, another one is based on y-axis, then it could make a maximum 4 point of intersection. Okay. Clear? Others? So the next one is, so is that only possible for plot a straight line and parabola? No. We can plot the circle in the form of coordinate form geometry. The equation will read like this: x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square, which is equal to r square, which implies the equation of the circle that we can form. Okay, clear everyone? Where a comma b refer the center of the circle and r refer the radius of the circle. For example, if I have a equation y minus 3 the whole square, x minus 1 the whole square equal to 9, then the center going to be, so I'm going to compare this with the general equation. By comparing the general equation, I'm going to get a equal to 1 and b equal to 3 and r square equal to 9. Then the corresponding the center value is nothing but 1 comma 3. Remember, it is not 3 comma 1 because in coordinate geometry x comma y may not be equal to y comma x. You should be very precise while representing your final answer. Okay, if you're changing the value of x and y, then the answer will completely get changed. So clear everyone? Others, are you clear with this? Jagrupu, for example, if I say 2 comma 3 going to be my answer, if I write 3 comma 2, then the coordinate point completely different, right? So here 1 comma 3 is the right notation. So not 3 comma 1. Sometimes you may have an impression that the first value going to be x and second value going to be y. So you may write 3 comma 1. You should be very careful in that point. Okay, fine then. Okay guys, so try this and give me the answer for the same. Girish, check your calculation. I need both ends, x comma y. Druvali, check it once again. Rahav, you're very close. Shivik, check it once again. Well, that's good. Jyoti Maya, your answer is correct. That's great. Mm, good, Panit. More precise. Okay, Subhatra. I think you have to check the second one. Good, Shalin. Your answer is correct. Okay, Kushagra, you can check the second one. Gautam, you have to check it once again. Moralika, you have to check it. Satish, check it once again. Mayank, check it once again. And Rohit, your answer is correct. Good. Relika, fine. What is the y value? Mayank, so you have to compare with respect to A and B, right? Girish, you need to check it once again. Okay, fine, Ajay. What is the y value? Girish, you have to check it. Yeah, you have to denote it with respect to A and B. Good, Panit. Your answer is correct. Nitesh, check it once again. Anisha, check your B value. And Girish, I'm not asking you to calculate the R value, right? Gautam, check it once again. Tell me, Reshma, Kushagra, I think we are very close. Good, Rohit, your answer is correct. Niranjan, check it once again. What about others? Ajay, I think your B value is correct. Good, that would be great. Your Y coordinate is correct. Reshmi, can you hear me, Reshmi? And good, Dori, your answer is correct. Mayank, now it's correct. Reshmi, not like that. Ajay, you have to check it once again. Good, Madhum, right? Okay, fine then. For others, shall I give you the answer then? Good, Subhadra, your answer is correct. Okay, Shivik, you have to check it. Nitesh, you have to close, very close. Good, Kushagra, your answer is correct. Okay, fine, let me give the answer then. Subhadra, your answer is correct. Rilika, your first one is correct, right? I said. Yeah, but second one, yeah, correct. But you have to write it in terms of A and B also. I will show you how to write the final answer. Good, Raghavendra, your answer is correct. Yuva, your X value is correct. Check your Y value. Okay. So what does the question read? The question reads that in a figure, the given diagram is a triangle and it's an equilateral triangle. Okay, fine. And if the length of the side of the triangle is 4 centimeter, 4 unit, and DE is parallel to x-axis, then what is the coordinate point of F? Okay, so I know the length. That is all the sides going to be 4 centimeter or 4 unit. Okay, and DE is parallel to AC. Then what I will be able to define it? So do we know any other information? We don't know any other information, hardly the one of the coordinate point, that is A comma B, isn't it? So can you fix a midpoint? What could be the midpoint? The midpoint going to be, so some coordinate point of A and B, right? So here I can say the midpoint will measure 2 units from here. Am I correct? It will take 2 units. It will take 2 units. So where is the change going to happen? So at this point, so this is parallel to x-axis, so my y coordinate will remain the same. Am I correct? So only the change is going to happen with the x-axis. So the x coordinate become a plus 2 comma b. Everyone got the point? How I'm defining my midpoint of the coordinate, the triangle? Okay. If I will be able to define what is the altitude, then I will be able to define my f. Am I correct? Yeah, it is. Will that be 4 directly? No, it won't be 4 because it is a right angle triangle. For equilateral triangle, the median, altitude and angle bisectors are going to be same. So this will measure 30 degree. Because it's an equilateral triangle, each and every interior angle I can measure it as a 60 degree. So this triangle in the form of 30, 60 and 90 ratio. Can anyone remember what kind of triangle it is? If the right angle triangle 30, 60, 90 degree, then the side ratio going to be A is to root 3 into A and 2A. You got the point? Since it's an equilateral triangle. So if not, if you're not aware about the formula, then you can use the right angle triangle formula. So this is going to be 2 centimeters, this is going to be 4 centimeters. I'll be able to define my h. My h equal to 4 square equal to h square plus 2 square. So this is going to be 16 equal to h square plus 4. Then my h square equal to 16 minus 4. So whatever convenient you can choose it. So my h going to be, so square root of 12. This is going to be 2 root 3. So yeah, which one is a faster way you can use it? If you know this observation, it is also very quite fast. So we know that 2a equal to 4, then my a equal to 2. Then I'll be able to directly write my corresponding value for opposite 60 going to be root 3, 2 root 3. Either you can use this method or you can use this method. Whatever it is fine, you can choose it. Okay. Yeah, fine, Pranit. You're up to your convenience. So my altitude going to be 2 root 3. So this is altitude. Will my x value, this will be perpendicular to x-axis. So this must be parallel to y-axis. So my x value will remain the same. Only the increase is going to happen for b, right? So the value become a plus 2 comma b plus 2 root 3. You got it? How I'm solving? Everyone? Are you clear with this? Others? Okay. So in an average, if you are spending 1.5 minutes in your GR exam, it will be more precise. Okay, yeah, Gautam shared the written explanation of the same. Yeah, I know that. So I'm giving the written explanation of the same to you. Just go through it. Clear, everyone? Shall we discuss one more problem? Oh, that would be great. Oh, really interesting. Okay. So you are very eager to solve the question. That's great. Okay, take this question then and solve it and give me the answer for the same. Yeah, Arvind. Close to the answer. I think halfway to the answer. I can call it. Oh, good. Madhu, your answer is correct. Oh, that's great. Rishmi, I will tell you how to solve it. What about others? Undefined. Oh, not like that. We can define it. No, Rohit, you are halfway. I said right. Your calculation is correct, but you have to make it more precise. Oh, infinity. Shahiti, no area should be bounded, right? Okay. Jyotimai? No, not like that. Okay, what happened? Okay, shall I give you the thought how to solve it? Guys? Shahidi? And Jyotimai? Reshma? Shall I give you the answer then? Okay, yeah, your answer is correct, Shahiti, when it is unbounded region, right? So the answer will go infinite. But remember, in GRE point of view, we don't discuss the unbounded region at all. Okay, that is a one point that you should be very clear. Mostly we discuss the bounded point. So here, what we can say about, we have a lines. Okay, what is these lines that represent? Do we have any relationship between these lines? So do we need to plot all the lines? Not necessary. So if it is a straight line, what should come to our mind? Yeah, exactly. I can say whether they are parallel or not. How can I define whether they are parallel or not if I know only the equation? Good, Pranay, your answer is correct. Exactly. Only the clue is slope. So do we have any other clue? Otherwise, I need to plot all the diagram. I have to make a precise diagram that will help you to get the answer. But we don't have that much time. Hardly they are going to give you 1.5 minutes, right? If you're going to plot it, you can't solve it. Okay. Exactly, Rohit. Now it's correct. Good. Shahini, your answer is correct. Dolly Shahini, your answer is correct. So the only logic which I know the slope and the straight line, right? So what is the slope of the straight line? And remember, I gave the question in an explicit manner, not even an implicit manner. I just write all the equation in the form of general equation, isn't it? So if the equation y equal to mx plus c, then m indicate the slope of the line. And here I will be able to define the slope of all the lines, and it is quite visible that y equal to 4 and y equal to minus 4 are parallel, right? They are constant graph which would be parallel obviously. So only thing is I need to relate these two. Obviously they are parallel because of the coordinate of x value, the corresponding coefficient of x value. So I'm going to have a two set of parallel lines. So one going to be like this, another one going to be like this. So I need to define the region between this. Everyone got it? How I'm interpreting the question with respect to coordinate geometry logic, what we have learned. So my idea should be I need to find out what is the intersection of the lines, the different lines that we are going to get it. So how can you calculate intersection? We know that how to calculate the intersection. If you simplify the lines, you'll be able to get the intersection of the 2 points, the 4 point actually. So I know that these two lines going to be parallel, so they will never get intersect. So we should not try to solve the questions. Okay, these two you don't have a solution, but I can solve these two equations. Similarly, I'll be able to solve these two things. Okay, so by simplifying the things, I'll be able to get the corresponding coordinate of the each and every intersection point. Okay, so once I know the coordinate, yeah, Richika. So once I know the coordinate, this is going to be minus 4 comma minus 4, this is going to be 0 comma minus 4, and this is going to be 0 comma 4. So this line will be perpendicular to the baseline, right? Because y-axis will be perpendicular to the constant graph which drawn in terms of y. So by taking this as an altitude, I can define what is the distance minus 4 to 4. It should be 8 units then. And if you're not convenient with the logical observation, you can use the square root method to find out the distance between the 2 points. Okay, so this will give you the distance between the 2 points going to be 4 unit. So what I need to calculate? I need to calculate area of the, what is the shape of the diagram? Can anyone tell me? What is the shape of the diagram? Exactly, it's a parallelogram. It is not a rectangle, remember. Okay, so the area of the parallelogram is given by the base into height. Altitude, precisely you can call it as the altitude. So L going to be 4 and the base going to be 8. So area going to be 32. Okay, how I got the point, right? Some of you have a doubt. So you are going to substitute this y equal to in the given equation. If y equal to 4, then what could be the corresponding value for x? Then move this to that side. 2x equal to minus 4 to 4, 0. Then I can calculate the x value. You got it now? How I'm calculating the x value? If y equal to 4, my x value is going to be 0 by simplifying substituting the given equation. Yeah, yeah, Rohit. The rectangle also a part of a parallelogram. Okay, but not parallelograms are not rectangle. Remember. Yeah, yeah, Madhumita, yeah, it's up to the observation. So which observation you are going to make it? So that is a way to solve it. So you don't need to draw the diagram and you don't need to solve the equation. But if you are very clearly observe the diagram, you will be able to solve it. But if the question is different, if it is not parallelogram, if it is not this format, then it will be little tough to solve it, isn't it? You got the point? Yeah, exactly. You can do that also.
Okay, for more informations, you can see on your screen there's a number 988-4453-276. For more informations, please log in into info@thegres.com so that you can get all the insights regarding eClass. Okay, so yes, thank you so much, guys. It was really a very nice time. I mean, a great evening with you people. Hope you would have enjoyed the company of your Prithviraj sir as well as me, the senior GRE expert, Saurabh. Expecting every one of you to be the part of GREH family. Mohit, thank you so much. Satish, thank you. Vikram, thank you. Yes, Vikram, I guess you should speak with your personal counselor to understand that how GREH E-class will be, because it's already September 10th, guys. Please don't delay your GRE. Make sure that within these 2 months, bind up your GRE with the E-class, apply the code. It's a first come, first service EC50. Thank you so much, Dhruva. Hope you people will come back soon and will be a part of GRE's family and will give us an opportunity to help you for your GRE preparation. So for the moment, thank you so much. Good night. Sabak hai.